guess what I'm going to do in like just a second? I'm going to pick up the new Riley Sager book. I am a fantasy and romance girl at my heart, but some of you might not know that thrillers and mysteries are kind of what got me into reading. As a high schooler, we were given like a choice book to read in 8th grade, and one of those choices was And Then There Were None by Agatha Christie. I love Agatha Christie. That's what all these little short novels are back here. I technically have more at my like childhood home, but between parents' divorces and people moving around, I actually have no idea where they are. For all I know, they could have gotten sold at a garage sale or something, but I have some of my favorites back here. My Nana, she was my great grandmother and had a cabin in Colorado, and she had one bookcase that was full of Agatha Christie books, and she had one bookcase that was full of historical romance books, like bodice rippers. I loved it. But that's really where I got a lot of my love for mysteries. And then as a young adult, when Riley Sager got put in my hands, I was like, okay, this is like the modern take on Agatha Christie. So I do love a thriller, especially when it's a good thriller. It's rare for them to be 5 stars for me, but Riley Sager has had a couple. I'm going to be reading this book and giving you my out of context thoughts. I don't want to give you spoilers. I think that going into a Riley Sager book with as little knowledge of the book as possible is what makes it really fun. But I did want to sit here and kind of read and gush over Riley Sager with you guys. Yeah, he's had some hits, and yeah, he's had some misses, but overall he is just one of my favorite thriller authors and definitely a comfort read for me. In the Amazing Readathon, we are currently in the Shire. I'm a little bit behind, but that is to pick a comfort read, and I think Riley Sager perfectly fits this vibe. So we're gonna go pick it up. I actually put it in as a Target pickup order because I feel bloaty and I do not want to get out of my car. So we're gonna go sit in my car and let somebody really sweet hand it to me, and then we're gonna drive back and we're gonna start reading it, and I am so excited. Goods are secured. Home from Target. Lunch has been eaten. Teeth have been brushed. I don't know if y'all are like me, but if I have a lunch, especially a lunch that has like a lot of seasoning, I can't relax if that taste is still in my mouth. So I end up brushing my teeth more than is normal, but I've only had one cavity in my entire life, so I think I'm doing pretty good in the dental department. I have cracked open what is this? Watermelon strawberry Bloom. I have really been loving the Bloom energy drinks. They're not quite as sweet as the Alani's, and don't get me wrong, I've always been an Alani fan. I really, really, really like the Witch's Brew Alani. It's probably my favorite flavor, and it drives me crazy that I can only get it in the fall. So I am excited for that, but this is going to keep me nice and cool and refreshed because summer in Mississippi is so hot, and also summer break, I just let myself be tired. And I'm tired, but I want to read. So I have got my Snuggie on. I'm curled up in bed. And yeah, we're gonna crack this book open. I posted a picture on Instagram saying that I had gotten the book, and I was met with 2 comments instantly on the story. One was like, oh my gosh, I hope you enjoy it so much. I love train stories. And the other one was like, let me know how you like it. I've heard horrible things. So I hope I enjoy it. I hope I enjoy it. I love a train story. I love Murder on the Orient Express. I love trains. I love traveling on trains. I haven't gotten to do that in quite a long time, but I do really like traveling on trains. Anyway, it's time to start this book and stop yapping my mouth. It is now a few hours later, and I am 50 pages into With a Vengeance. Structurally, this book is so different than anything Riley Sager has written before. Usually we get one POV from the main character, and in this book we have gotten like 7 POVs. And I think that is just him paying homage to Agatha Christie for sure in the setup and the structure of this book. So we're following in the very, very first chapter who I think is kind of like the main character, Anna. She has called all of these people together for this train ride from Philadelphia to Chicago, and it is a 13-hour train ride, and she has something planned, something tied to revenge and a reason that they have all been called to this train. Meanwhile, there are then, I think it's 6 people who have received an invitation from her, although they don't know it's from her. This feels very And Then There Were None by Agatha Christie, and we get each of their POVs as we are being introduced to them, which, like I said, is very, very different for Riley Sager. It's not different for Agatha Christie. Christie. If you've read an Agatha Christie book, you know that that is very, very, very common in her mysteries. There is I'll consider it a prologue where something happens that I think is going to be the inciting incident. Obviously, this is a murder mystery book, so me saying that there is a murder isn't giving anything away. But that first 50 pages was interesting as we were getting introduced to all of the different major players of this story, but it did make the beginning feel a little bit slow. It would be like, okay, this person received an invitation. Here's what their invitation said. This is why they dress the way that they do. This is their tie to the railroad, because I think everybody in this story has a tie to the railroad in some form or fashion. And then they walk to this main room where they're all meeting up, because that's where the invitation said to meet up at 8 p.m. The structure of the story is also following a countdown. So since the train ride has to take 13 hours, we're getting 12 hours till arrival, 11 hours till arrival. And like I said, I'm enjoying it, but I'm ready for things to start happening other than just like, here's this character's description. Here's this character's description. Speaking of character descriptions, the first person that we meet besides Anna, his name is Judd, and it was describing him as a professor. He's a decent looking professor. He used to work at the railroad as an engineer, and he wears these wire rimmed glasses, and he dresses well. And I don't know why my brain went to Jude Law. And I guess it's because his name was Judd, and I'm thinking of the glasses from Mr. Napkinhead from The Holiday. And then it said that Judd was 53, and I was like, oh, well, it can't be Jude Law then. Jude Law's not that old. I Googled him. Jude Law is 52. When we talk about people aging like fine wine. Anyway, I am about to do some cleaning. The cat box needs to be like changed out, and then I'm going to make dinner. I think I'm gonna have tacos tonight with a side of like sauteed squash and zucchini, which I know those two things don't really go together, but it's what I have, and some summer veggies just sound really tasty. And then I'm gonna get back to reading. I'm very curious to see where it's going to go because it hasn't really gone anywhere yet, if that makes sense. Okay. It's the next day, and a very, very teeny tiny reading update because I read to chapter 10 last night, which is the beginning of the next section. So like I made it to 9 p.m., 11 hours to Chicago. And what I have to say so far is that I am enjoying it. The last section was more like centric on one character, which is what I was craving after that first section of introductions. But I think Riley Sager, for the most part, has written things that feel like they have leaned more to the thriller side of mystery thriller. And this one is leaning more towards the mystery side of mystery thriller. Obviously, I'm not even at page 100 yet, so we still have a lot to go, and it could turn into a thriller, but it just feels more classic mystery, which makes sense considering where he got his inspiration from. But I am still very curious to see where the book is going to go. I have been struggling with a couple of different things over the last couple of weeks, one of which has been my sleep. I am somebody who can get in the bed most nights, pop my melatonin, and sleep for at least 6 hours, if not more. And this summer, I have found myself restless. I have found myself itching. I have found myself not being able to get comfortable. I've readjusted my mattress. I like tried changing the sheets. I don't know what it is. I don't know if my brain is going, oh, you have freedom, you should be staying up or something. But I'm not sleeping very well. And then also I have been playing pickleball a lot, and I hurt my neck 2 days ago, and it might have been from sleeping weird or it might have been from pickleball, but then I played more pickleball, which obviously didn't help it. I feel like looking down hurts so bad. It's like all up and down, like in my like traps right here in my neck and my back. So I won't be playing pickleball probably until at least Sunday. It's Thursday right now. So I'm just going to relax in my chair. I'm actually probably going to eat lunch first and then see if we can do a couple of like hour-long just by myself reading sprints. I do have sprints with my patrons tonight. And then I want to be finished with this book before tomorrow evening. It is my best friend's birthday tomorrow, and we're doing a potluck dessert birthday party for him, and I'm helping host it. So between today and tomorrow, I would like to finish the book. So let's see if we can do it. Just had lunch. It was leftovers from last night. That squash and zucchini, I could eat that every day. It's just sauteed squash, zucchini, and onion, but it is so fresh tasting. It tastes like summer to me. We had that a lot when I was growing up. It was just so good. I'm having a conundrum right now, and I know the answer to my conundrum, but I really want to color, but I don't have the audiobook for this book. So I think I'm going to go read for an hour and then maybe find something to watch and color for a little bit and then do another 1 hour reading sprint. We'll see how it goes. You can see I've moved locations to my bed because instead of coloring, I think I'm gonna take a nap. When I was talking about sleeping earlier, I completely forgot to say when I woke up this morning, it was to people in the apartment, like to that side of me, drilling things really loud. I don't know if people are moving in and like decorating or if they're moving out and taking things down, but it was rather loud. So I think a nap would be beneficial. But I did read to page 129 and something big just happened and I don't buy it. Not like I don't buy the storytelling. I buy the storytelling. I don't buy that what happened in the way that we think we're supposed to perceive it. I think that there's more to the story, and I think that we were given clues at the beginning to lead us into why things happened the way that they did, and now I'm very invested. I'm sorry it's so dark. I turned all the lights off so I could take a nap, obviously. I've got my little astronaut. He is projecting things on the wall on the other side. I'll show you in a second. But I feel like that was a very productive reading session, and it did take 120 pages, but now I'm invested and I'm locked in. So after my nap, forget coloring, I'm just gonna keep reading. I'm on sprints right now, and some backstory. I grew up in a really small town near train tracks, and for a long time, the sound of a train would 100% lull me to sleep. And so there's just this little passage about what a train sounds like, and I'm gonna read it to you. Underneath it all is the sound of the train rushing inexorably forward, a constant click-hum of steel wheels on iron tracks that soothes some, irritates others. Now though, that calming, maddening, unceasing sound of the train is all there is. I don't know. I really like trains, guys. Okay, Riley, just start throwing the twists in, why don't ya? I'm on chapter like 22, and it just started at like chapter 20, like twist after twist after twist after twist, and I'm like, I'm here for it. It's making it very fast-paced and fun, but I'm like, here's the Riley I've been waiting for 20 chapters, you know? I'm in the middle of getting ready, hence what I look like right now, but I got the audiobook through Cloud Library, which my local library doesn't have Libby. We have Cloud Library. It's not that great, but for some reason, I got the audiobook today, even though it said I had like a multi-week long wait. So I'm listening while I get ready, and all I have to say is I knew it. I knew it. I knew it. I'm in the middle of doing my nails, so this is probably an awkward angle, but I'm getting close to the end of the book. And you know how Brandon Sanderson, at the end of his books, we have the Sander Lanch where like he's just throwing stuff at us? May I introduce you to the Sager Lanch? Because right when you're comfortable with like the trajectory of the rest of the story, something else is thrown at you. And we were introduced to this with The Only One Left. I feel like that book, if you've read it, you know, twist after twist after twist. But Riley, calm down for a second, dude. Okay, update number 1. I did finish my nails. They're like purple, like this berry purple, and I did some rhinestones on some of them. It's not focusing, but I think that they're just fun and a little bit like glam, but not too much. Right now, we're going to go pick up the dessert pizza from Mazio's, and then we're going to go to Dollar Tree to get some supplies for the party tonight. To you, happy birthday to you. Hey everybody. It has been over a week since I filmed the last clip for this video, and if I'm being honest, I don't even remember what the last clip of this video was. I either was about to finish with a vengeance or I had already finished with a vengeance, but I promise I'm gonna get back to the book in a second, but I feel like context is important here. My stepmom has been battling cancer for the last 11 months, and unfortunately, in the process of this video, she passed away. I feel like people are gonna be watching this and being like, you look like an emotionless monster, but I'm the kind of person where if I let myself crack and show like an ounce of like what's going on in my head, then the waterworks just start and I can't stop them. So I have been very good about letting myself do that in private, and I finally felt ready to sit down and make the rest of this video. So if things seem a little bit disjointed, or I seem just a little bit different or off, or I can't remember everything I read, there are a multitude of reasons behind that. So life has been a little bit up and down over the last week. It's the first day where I really am feeling like myself, and I felt like I could sit down and film. I've been in the bed or on the couch doing nothing and sitting in my feelings for quite some time now, and I feel like I need the routine back. back. So that's what's been going on, but let's talk about With a Vengeance and whether I think this book is worth it or not for you. I feel like over and over again in the vlog clips, I was saying this feels so much more mystery than thriller. And from beginning to end, I would say that that is the truth. I feel like Riley Sager was really trying to put his Agatha Christie skills to the test. And so this book is very much modeled in the same structure as an Agatha Christie book, but I feel like we get a little bit more character drivenness, like we are really in our main character's head about why she is doing what she's doing, as opposed to an Agatha Christie that would be set up like this, where we're probably following Hercule Poirot and he is trying to figure out who did it and why they did it. Instead, we get the setup, at least for one of the plot lines, and we are in that character's head for most of the book. There is still plenty of mystery to unravel. You are not given everything, but there is a little bit of a difference there. So I ended up landing right in the middle with my rating for this book. I think I gave it a 3.75, but if I'm being honest, I think I'm going to settle on a 3.5. It was fine. There are definitely Riley Sager books I have liked less than this, like Survive the Night, and I also did not love, shoot, my brain just went completely dead, the one in the apartment. Y'all know what I'm talking about. I didn't love that one, the one where she's in the New York apartment. But there are definitely Riley Sager books I have liked more than this. I really liked The Only One Left, and I was kind of hoping that this one would lean more into that kind of setting since it was a more historical book. And I also really loved Middle of the Night. I liked Home Before Dark. So this one kind of sits in the middle, like with, and I know this is controversial, The House Across the Lake, The Last Time I Lied. This one just sits in the middle there for me. I think that if you are a big mystery fan, if you grew up reading I cannot make words today. If you grew up reading Agatha Christie books and you have been chasing books with a similar structure, I think that you would really like this. I think if you like locked room, kind of people getting offed or people disappearing one by one, and that's just a trope that you think is really fun, I think you would like this. I just feel like he played it a little bit safe with this book. Something else that's really interesting, and I won't talk too much about it or why I think this, but I am wondering if Riley Sager is about to start a series with this book. If you've read it, you might know what I'm alluding to. So I will be curious to see if there's anything that springs from this book into either a companion novel or a direct sequel to this book. So while I can't say that I am disappointed, I'm also just like not over the moon about this release. If you've read it, I would love to know what your thoughts are on it. I think it had so much promise and it just felt like a little bit short. So that is my final review on With a Vengeance. If you watched all the way to the end of this reading vlog, of course, the emoji that we're going to leave today is a train emoji. If you're interested in supporting my channel, you can leave a comment or a like. I also have a Patreon I would love for you to be a part of if you feel led to support my channel that way, and all of my social media is linked down below. I will see you guys in another video very soon. Bye guys.